represents the sunlight, as we have as an average 270 days of sunshine throughout the year. There's also a legend, not verified, but I'm going to share it. The legend states that the people of the Cyclades throughout the more than 300 years that the Ottoman Empire had conquered Greece used to paint the churches blue and white like the Greek flag just to piss the Turkish off, since they could not touch the churches. Not true, but funny story to share. The last common ground of these islands are the famous dome-shaped roofs of the houses. Practical reason of existence, these are very dry islands. Normally from end of May till the end of September we have zero rain, and none of these islands has any natural springs of water. So they used to shape the roofs in such a way in order to be able to collect the rainwater. The rainwater would flow into the sides of the roof, and on the base there was a rim with a hole that would redirect the water inside barrels and storage rooms to be used in the future days. Today, Santorini is an island of approximately 85 square kilometers of surface. It numbers around 20,000 people living all year round, 16,000 the locals, and the rest are the expats who move here for a better life. In the peak months of the summer, which is July, August, and September, with the working force of the island, the people on holidays, and the cruise ships, there is days we reach 200,000 people on this island. Keep in mind that more than 2.5 million people will pass each season to visit Santorini. The island today has three main industries. The first one is the obvious one, and it's tourism. It starts in a very strange way. Everything starts in the 1950s. One of the richest families of this island, Mr. Nomikos, the people that also gave the cable car to the island, asked the people of Santorini if they wanted for them to build and gift another hospital to the island, or to build a hotel and try to make Santorini a touristic destination. As you can obviously realize, people chose a hotel, and this is how Hotel Atlantis was created. At the time, one of the most beautiful and luxurious hotels in the entire Aegean Sea. Then in the 60s and the 70s, the first people start coming here for holidays. Very different background from today. In the beginning, only Greeks, artists, and hippies. Artists due to the inspiration that we get from the views that the island has to offer, and hippies due to the very wild nature of the island on those days. Just so you know, up until 1967, Santorini did not have any electricity. The first part of the island got electricity in 1968. In the 80s and the early 90s, the first movies get made here. The island gets exposed outside of its borders, and the first foreigners start coming. By the late 90s and 2000, Santorini became one of the top 3 Greek destinations for the summertime, along with Mykonos and Crete. And then approximately in 2013, I also arrived then, nothing to do with me. Instagram becomes the #1 social platform media on the internet, and the rest is history. For the next years and up until the summer of COVID, Santorini became one of the top 5 Mediterranean destinations for the summertime. 2 very quiet years through COVID, like all of us had, and after that we're back on track and the future looks bright for the island. Before I proceed with the other industries, I want to explain a few things, what you're seeing around, since we're on higher ground. If you look right now to your left, in the middle of the water, there's a big black and brown island right here on the map. This is the volcano, what we have named Nea Kameni. Nea means new, and Kameni means burnt. That is where the crater is located. On the left side of the volcano, there's another black rock, which at that point they seem unified, however they're separated. That is the rock of Palea Kameni, which means all burnt. These are the two volcanoes of the island that gave the 2 major volcanic eruptions that have shaped this place. I will explain you the historic parts a bit better later in our day. Right behind the 2 volcanoes, there's a big island with a white village in the middle, somewhere here on the map. That is the village of, the island of Thirasia, Santorini's sister island. And right there to your right, there's a very small rock on its own with a white layer on its upper side. That is the rock of Aspronisi, which means white island due to the layer of pumice it has on its upper side. Up until approximately 4,000 years before Christ, the southwest point of the island, which is right now the edge and the corner, right here, was still connected to Aspronisi. Aspronisi to Thirasia, Thirasia to the northwest point of the island, which is the village of Ia. We'll be heading there next. And everything in the middle where you see at the moment used to be land. The island was completely unified. The 2 later volcanic eruptions, which I will come back to later in the day, gave the shape of the island as you see today. Now back to the industries. The second industry is a peculiar one, and it's construction. The island is still expanding. A lot of hotels, villas and houses are being built. So many people come from different parts of Greece to work on this field. However, from May 1st and until the end of November, no construction is allowed in the caldera. Caldera is the inside part of the island, which means right now on our left. The inside belly, no matter which point you are on the island, if you're on the steep hills overlooking towards the volcano and the sunset, you are in the caldera. As a respect to the people who pay a lot of money for holidays here, they do not allow any construction. However, from December 1st and until the end of March, mid of April, havoc takes place on this island. The last industry is agriculture. Due to the volcanic nature of the island, everything grows a bit different here and a bit better, I will add. No matter which seed you take from whichever part of the country, it will not grow the same way here. No matter which seed you take from this island, it will not have the same results anywhere else. Agriculture is divided in two main sectors. More than 50% of the total agriculture consists of the Santorinian grapes. Santorini has a very, very long history in the winemaking art and at the moment producing one of the most unique and particular wines in the entire world. After you have tasted it, I will explain you much better and in much more detail about it. The other almost 50% is the other products which they grow on this island. These other products almost exclusively are cultivated on the south side of Santorini due to the microclimate and the different soil composition which they have there. Just to give you a small understanding, in front of us is the south, behind us is the north, to our right is the west, and to the left is the east side of the island. Now, our first stop of the day is the winery. Santo Wines, probably the winery with the best view of all of them. More than 15 wineries on the island. As soon as we arrive there, I will escort you to the tasting room. There's two different benches. The first bench serves some snacks, cheese, olives, tomatoes, and some crackers. And behind is the bar where we'll get to try some of the local wines. Remember, you have 3 wines to taste: white, red, and dessert. Please make sure you taste all of them, as they're included in your price. Please, 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 very please, start with the food and not with the alcohol. We have a long day ahead of us. I want you to be with me throughout the day. So please have some food before you start drinking. Also, throughout the day, try to stay hydrated. It's going to be a hot day. We'll have some staircases and some uphill roads to climb. And of course, throughout the day, if you have any questions regarding the island, Greece, the culture, it's my field of knowledge. I will be very, very happy to answer them. Especially if you have any weird questions you were too shy to ask, you have the right guide. Go for it. Any questions up until now? I know it's a lot to process. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes of quiet time to enjoy the views.
have made it. This is where we met a few minutes ago, the new commercial port of the island, Athignos Port. We'll be heading right above the port, some of the best views of the island. From there we're going to depart, head all the way up until the northwest point of the island, the village of Via. From there back to the capital, Fira, and back here to the port. In a few seconds to your left and straight from us, you will see a tall mountain. That is the mountain of Prophetis Elias, right about there. Highest point of the island, about 567 meters or approximately 1900 feet. The place that the only monastery of the island is located, the monastery of Prophetis Elias. Prophetis means prophet and Elias is a name. Built more than 300 years ago, 1711 to be precise, from two local brothers. Started with a few monks, in its golden time reached 24, now it numbers 5 monks living there. Fully self-sustainable, they grow the majority of the things which they consume, and they also sell a few of the products which they produce, such as dried figs, sun-dried tomatoes, capers, and caper leaves. The monastery, however, is closed to the public, as these elders and monks have a very different lifestyle from ours, much more secluded. Remember, they're monks, they're not priests, they're not even allowed to talk to people. By the way, the little green low plants which are on our left and right, you will be seeing a lot of them around us. These are the local vines. Again, one of the most unique vines in the world. After you've tasted the wine, I will explain you much better. Also, this mountain on our right is one of the only two original rock formations of this island that predate the two major volcanic eruptions which I will describe later, and was not created by them. This mountain was created from the initial crust of this island, which was formed more than 1.5 million years ago, mainly composed of limestone and marble. This is where they used to extract the marble that has been used to decorate the floors of the villages of Ia and Fira. So wherever we stay today was taken from this mountain. So, in about 1.5 minutes we'll be reaching to the winery. As soon as we arrive, I will rush you to the tasting room. If you need to leave any personal items on the bus, you can do so. It's the safest place on the island. Our driver, Mr. Mikes, will remain here. Time is 2:03 on my watch, local time. Let's say we reach 2:05, which means that 2:40, 22:03, I would like everybody to be back in the bus. We have 35 minutes here. Sounds fair? Okay, let's see who was awake. What is my name? Okay, that went well. That went well. What is our group number?
24.
Is it? Yeah, 24. Yeah, sorry. I just finished with another group. Where's our driver's name? Mikey's. Very well done. One small favor, as soon as we get off from the bus, please remain to the proximity of the bus. It's a road cars might pass. And before we leave from the winery, use the restroom. It's the last restroom free of charge for the day. The other ones you have to pay. It's on the way towards the bus, so take advantage of that. Right here we'll get off, and right there to the right, you see there's a white minibus. That is where the bus will be waiting for us at 2:40. Let's go get drunk.